behind there. Look at that. Oh, the spin for the Squirks, number 5. Audi, he's hit the wall hard. Already lost the rear wing, and all kinds of avoiding action going on. And the Lambo goes round to driver's right. That is right in the middle of the circuit, coming out of Forest Elbow, I think.
Jason Bright behind the wheel of the Squirk Interactive Schooling number 5 car, and red flag already after 6 minutes and 40 seconds of qualifying. And Renault Rast will be frustrated because he was on a ripper lap, and the McPherson Quick Mit Porsche from Class B is parked to the side of the road as well. Car 51, it's Garth Walden behind the wheel, and a Damien Flack Porsche with massive damage to the right front corner, the 19 Class B entry. So there's been a drama between those two, and they pulled off to the side of the racetrack. Red flag, 3 cars at least stopped on the side of the road, but a big one for the number 5 Audi with Jason Bright behind the wheel.
Oh, piling up in the pit lane now. Just look in the background of this as the cars are coming through. There's the Porsche.
Oh, no, so they all checked up, Hindy. That's what happened.
That's what happened.
They
on
all
the
checked
driver's
up.
left-hand side.
So trying to avoid it, like we said, blind part of the racetrack, trying to avoid the stricken Audi, and Damien Flack and Garth Walden, it was behind the wheel of the 51 car, just had nowhere to go and ended up crashing into each other in avoidance of an already crashed car. At the moment with a 2:11.9, the Tasmanian. David Russell going very quickly. Remember, these times do count towards the overall grid position, so they merge in with the times that we saw early on. That's a Ferrari in the fence.
The 77 car,
which has already had limited laps this weekend after damage yesterday. More contact for them, and they've backed it into the wall at the cutting, on the entry to the cutting.
It's Wyatt behind the wheel of that car, and that has rear left suspension damage that will prevent that car from driving away from the scene of the incident. We're going to need a rollback with flatbed, and the very hard-working marshals have got the flags out, and he's trying to get first gear, and clearly still got drive on the right rear wheel. He doesn't need to move that right now because he will block the track completely. He's not quite, fortunately, Krills, he's not quite far enough round to be, and the red flag is out, and that's very, very sensible indeed. He's not quite far enough round to be out of sight, but that's still a very dangerous place to be.
And that will really annoy David Russell because he was about to do a good time.
He lost that early.
Oh, and
lost that really early.
That's a big lick too.
But
That's a big hit.
Look at where the skid marks. He's that real-time replay and the thud as we heard that from the effects mic. Look how
didn't quite see was the beginning of that, because I just wonder whether it had already contacted something at the front before. But is there a little bit of?
I think he lost it just on
no, that's
turning.
just one of the stickers, isn't it? On
yeah.
The
I think he lost it on turning.
So all of the damage was on the.
Oh, this is going to give us a better look. Watch to the right-hand side of the screen as he goes through. Well, he's fine there, and then yeah, you can see as he turns in on the right-hand side. Look at where the skid marks are starting there. They start a long way back. That's the moment. And there's another problem for the Clearwater Ferrari. We're just going to have a report from the pits. That's right up at the top of the hill, and there's fluid on the circuit there. Fluid on the circuit from the Clearwater car. And in that dust, there's another car got into him, and he slid straight into it. There's carnage at the top of the mountain here. I think that was the Nissan going off as well. But there's clearly some fluid down there on the racing line, and a huge dust cloud at the top of the mountain. There are 2 cars in there. One of them is the 33 full course caution number 3.
Massive impact.
Liquid Moly 2014 Bathurst 12 hours. And the Clearwater car, having spun on its own fluid or someone else's, is being picked up by another car. It's Hamaguchi at the wheel of that car. It's scored in 12th position at the moment, and their tactics were paying off beautifully. This is going to take some clearing. Hamaguchi gets out the car under his own steam, and I'm so pleased to see that.
That was a massive impact. Remember, top of the mountain, 5th gear in one of these cars, absolutely flat at 220 kilometres an hour, and a car stranded facing the wrong direction. So, it's the Nissan.
I knew it was the Nissan. It's the Nissan, and it's ripped off the right rear. It was the Nissan that hit it. I thought that as soon as I saw it go through. It was the shape of the car. It's been in the gravel. It's carried on for a few hundred metres, but the Nissan is out. The return to the mountain after 22 years, the odyssey for the Nismo Digital Age Performance Global Athlete car has come to a crashing end. Managed Child.
On the number 63 car. Here's the replay, Brailsford.
So Hamaguchi's hit the wall on the entry to the elbow. It's broken the front right steering on the car. He's got no control. It's spun. There's fluid on the front wheels as well, and the rear wheels from the radiator where it's punched it in, and he's spun on his own. The car's stranded.
Listen.
Oh, and a big save by the Audi in the competition portion. And wait for the Nissan. Remember, dust, debris driving into the sun. And Chio-san had absolutely no way to avoid that. And one of the
Up on the schedule, but
Full
that's
course
right.
caution, full course caution. There's a yellow flag on the start line as the number 3 car has got into the pit lane. So for the moment, the safety car will bring
Lamborghini.
and it's the Lambo that's at the top of the hill again.
That's the Stephen Richards, David Wood car, Ross Lilly behind the wheel, 8th place car in the wall.
He'd just been passed by the leaders and gone offline at that part of the circuit. I wonder if he dirtied up his tyres and then could not manage to make, that is such a quick part of the circuit, could not manage to make the double left.
And another contender falls early in the Liquimoli Bathurst 12 hour.
But off.
So here's a look what happened at the top. Leaders go by.
There you go.
Oh, that's a massive hit.
And that's driver's
scary
side.
fast. So he got out the way. We called it. We watched it happen as the 2 leaders went by Ross Lilly and the Lamborghini to put them a lap behind, and he's gone off the wall and square into the back
Circuit with the Maguire's replay. Watch the Audi. Look, oh, he's tipped into it. That is a bonkers move from Rene Rast, and he knows better than that. And if the race officials have seen that, I'll be surprised if he doesn't get called for avoidable contact. There was really no need for that. He's charging up through the field, was in the 5th position. In fact, it just nipped through into... let's have a look at what happened at the top of the hill. There is the Daytona Coupe going around, and that is cold tyres. Simple as that, ladies and gentlemen. Loops it right at the top of the hill, in fact, just coming down from the S's, and that's a hard hit. And that, as I say, Richard, that is just cold tyres.